In today's aviation news recap, there is absolutely no shortage when it comes to new aircraft joining airlines right around the world. There is also coverage on American Airlines that are inching closer to launching a new landmark route that would make them the only US carrier to be offering such a service. But let me begin with Turkish Airlines, who plan to acquire 10 Boeing 737-8s on a long-term lease placement with Dubai Aerospace Enterprise, or DAE for short. These newly announced 737-8 acquisitions are slated to arrive from 2025 onwards, as part of a commitment to expanding and offering next-generation aircraft to customers. DAE manages 96 Boeing 737 MAX family jets. However, their commitment to aircraft worldwide far exceeds just the 737 MAX, it must be said. Over the years, at Turkish Airlines, their fleet has grown substantially. Additionally, they've really focused on new aircraft orders. These aircraft orders and new deliveries are all part of Turkish Airlines' mission to become one of the leading global carriers in the next 10 years. A feat that you could describe as ambitious, but they believe they have all the resources to be able to move forward and achieve this. But to really make all of this possible, the airline needs to expand its network greatly. It has done so by already announcing flights to Australia, but obviously if more network expansion is to occur, they'll require new aircraft. Fleet and network expansion really does go hand in hand. Fleet data actually indicates there are 344 aircraft that are present across Turkish Airlines, but 312 of those are in service. In the long-term plan, the company really hopes to continue not only transitioning towards next-generation narrow-bodies, as touched on in this latest 737 MAX deal, but also putting a strong focus on wide-body aircraft too, which will certainly make the core part of its international expansion more than possible. Aircraft types such as the 737 MAX, A320neo, 787 and A350 will all drive this future expansion. If you're after a little bit of info on who Dubai Aerospace Enterprise are, well, they're an aviation services provider. No shock there. They do have two divisions, which is DAE Capital and DAE Engineering. Both are based in Dubai, but as they already are present in 65 countries with a total of 170 airline customers, they do have 6 further office locations which range from Dublin to Miami to New York, Singapore and Seattle. They say that their fleet that they manage is now around 500 aircraft and valued at list prices to be USD 17 billion, with multiple aircraft manufacturers present. No doubt as time continues to go on, we'll see Turkish Airlines look to leverage its position and future ambitions to continue growing, with new aircraft joining the scene. Over to Malaysia Airlines, who have announced that they're preparing to add 12 new aircraft in 2024, which is all part of their continued effort to modernize their fleet and generally improve their financial stance. Underscoring a commitment to new aircraft, you may recall that an MOU for the A330neo was placed some time ago, and now that is slated to finally be fulfilled in the third quarter of this year, with the arrival of the first A330-900. These A330neos will be gradually delivered throughout the remainder of the year. The company expects 4 units from the family to arrive in 2024. Deliveries, though, of this aircraft type will continue through to 2028. That is because the MOU included the acquisition of up to 20 of the jets. These were split, with 10 being directly purchased from Airbus with a back-to-back sale and leaseback agreement with Aviation, and then Malaysia Airlines went on to further say that the final 10 units have been leased directly from Aviation. Once delivered, the A330neos should provide fantastic operational efficiency. While addressing environmental impact concerns, we know that's something that has been of heightened importance across recent times. The A330neos will offer up to a 25% reduction in fuel fuel consumption and emissions. Additionally, Malaysia Airlines says it's excited to become the flagship carrier in the world for elevation seats, with 297 seats spread across 28 in business class, which is where this elevation will feature, and then we'll have 269 in economy. Collins Aerospace are the ones that designed its business class as part of the elevation project and will be configured in a 1-2-1 layout. All seats will have privacy doors. We do know that privacy doors is something that is very quickly being installed on airlines right around the world. While the A330neo steals the show as Malaysia Airlines' new addition in 2024, the bulk of the new deliveries actually for this calendar year are expected to come from another aircraft type, that being the 737-8, part of Boeing's MAX series. Malaysia Airlines says it's forecasting 8 units to join the fleet, while a narrow-body. These new additions will also highlight their commitment to modernization. The 737-8 will not necessarily be a new addition. Fleet data says they already have 3 of these to their name, with an average age of 0.4 years. Lastly, Malaysia says that they'll retrofit 6 A350-900s from 2026 onwards. Now, this is a pretty substantial investment, but their logic makes a lot of sense. They believe that as the A330neo is introduced with an all-updated cabin, they'll need to retrofit these A350s to ensure that they're is commonality across the board for people flying on their services. The final story of today sits with American Airlines, who are getting closer to launching non-stop flights between New York JFK and Tokyo Haneda, following tentative approval from the United States Department of Transportation, or DOT. If American Airlines can formally launch the route, they'll be the only airline in the United States to offer such a service, but they will not be the only airline to ultimately feature on the pairing. You may recall Japan Airlines actually recently put their A350-1000 on the Haneda to New York JFK service, really flexing the capabilities of this next generation plane. If all goes according to plan, American Airlines will look to launch this service in the coming months and have it be non-stop. A connection between the two cities would complement American's existing commitment to the Japanese airport, which sees service from 2 other airports in the United States of Dallas-Fort Worth and Los Angeles. The Boeing 777-200ER will likely be deployed on the service between the 2 locations, which boasts an increased range and a 3-class configuration. Departure from Haneda would be at around 3:05 p.m, and thanks to time zones, you'd arrive actually on the same day, 5 minutes later, at 3:10 p.m. in New York. American says that the new service will benefit all customers, and they're very excited about launching the non-stop route. Utilizing partner Japan Airlines as a vital application supporter, remember Japan Airlines are also part of the One World Alliance, has helped American Airlines get over the line in a move that'll see 200,000 annual round-trip seats added between the US and Japan. American notes that they're well positioned to meet all of this demand while offering their customers more ways to visit the 2 locations and even to facilitate travel further onwards, whether this be for business or to connect with family and friends. Service between the United States and Tokyo Haneda has not been easy to obtain, with other US-based carriers also proposing their services and what they'd offer if they're granted the slots. But it would definitely seem that from what we're gathering now, American Airlines is leading the way to get those important slots into Haneda. That's going to conclude today's aviation news recap. If you have any thoughts, you're more than welcome to drop them down below in the comments. Thanks a lot for your support here on the channel, it is greatly appreciated. Please take care, do also be safe, and I will see you next time.
And we'll